Hey guys, Chad back with you. Litchi versus Autopilot Part 2, Orbit Mode. Now everybody loves Orbit Mode because you can get some really great shots. You can do everything cinematically, speed it up, slow it down, change your camera angles, zoom in, do all kinds of cool stuff. So let's see how it works on both of these apps. Stay tuned on the channel for our next video, which is really going to demonstrate the power of Autopilot, and that is going to be how to use the waypoint focus mode and focus trigger mode, where you can actually set it up to point and change point of interest during mid-flight. That's coming up on the Chad RC Models and More channel. Now let's get on to the video. Alright, so let's enter orbit mode in Litchi. Select orbit mode by pressing on the camera icon on the top left hand corner of the screen. In orbit, we have the ability to set our altitude, our radius, our speed, our entry point of the orbit, as well as for automatic mode, which way the drone is going to point, towards the center, backwards, outwards, or manual. We have rotation, and we also can set gimbal auto control or manual, and the subject height. Once you have everything set, you press the start button and the orbit will engage. At any time during the orbit mission, you can pause and you can change your orbit settings, reversing the rotation, changing the speed, changing your subject height if you're using an automatic gimbal adjustment. You can change just about anything at all, and then restart the orbit. And there you go, complete opposite rotation, really easy to do. All you got to do is press that stop or pause button and you can make any changes that you want to. Now let's take a look at Autopilot. Here we are in the Autopilot dashboard. On your left hand side is all of your different flight modes that you can do. We're going to select orbit and bring up our map. We're going to use my house as the center of the point of interest, so we're just going to tap down on the screen to set that. Then we can bring up the orbit settings. We can change, do we want it to look at the POI or us, altitude, radius, rotation, and speed. Nothing really complicated here. There are less features in Autopilot, as you can see, but most of those are the automatic controls. If you wanted to do, say, the orbit facing away from the point of interest, a lot of different things and options that you can do. Gonna play this through here so you can see exactly what's going on with the Autopilot interface. Keep in mind, Litchi is more of a substitute for DJI Go 4, where Autopilot is more of an application. You don't want to make it your everyday flyer. In order to start the mission, you have to confirm a few settings, including different altitudes, and click on engage. Once you click engage, the orbit or mission that you set in Autopilot will begin, and this is the way your screen will look. At any time, you can press the disengage button down there, or press one of the buttons that you may have pre-configured on your remote control to stop the mission. Just like in Litchi, we can stop and pause the mission, and we can make changes to our orbit. The only difference is we have to go through and confirm everything again and restart the mission. It's not as simple as pressing a pause button or play button. And as you can see, here's the orbit once again in autopilot. So here's our raw orbit footage from Litchi and Autopilot playing. You can see they both perform flawlessly. It's really good feature built into both applications. If I would have to say ease of use and functionality wise, I would have to give this one to Litchi again. So if you've been keeping up our videos and tallying up our scores, I believe Litchi has a lead of 3-1. But that might change in the next video. So subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for it. We'll talk to you guys later.